Quarterback, without question, biggest need for the Browns. There will be multiple new ones, rookies, veterans. We'll know the mix. Mike Florio from NBC Sports Pro Football Talk with what he's hearing relative to the Browns.
I heard a name that surprised me, and it will probably sadden Browns fans. Carson Wentz is a name to watch carefully. The guy they could have taken with the second overall pick in 2016 and got dragged for not taking him until it turned out he wasn't as good as it looked like he was going to be when the Eagles traded up to get him. Carson Wentz is a name to watch. And you know what? It makes sense because they got a cap nightmare that's still unfolding with Deshaun Watson. They're going to have cap consequences of the Myles Garrett deal. This is going to be about finding somebody who can pass the eyeball test and be cheap enough to justify it. I think that's the key. I think they might just put a number out there and say, to 7 or 8 different guys, here's the number. Whoever calls back first and says yes gets it. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but consider some of the moves the Browns have made. It kind of fits with how they've done things over the past 10 years.
That's a little bit of a cheap shot.
Where is the cap hell?
Yeah, I know.
Where is the cap hell?
They
can create $50 million, Dave, before you get home.
Here's the thing, though. What they're going to do is they're going to backload it because Deshaun Watson's contract will come off. So they'll give him a signing bonus. They'll backload it. I keep hearing Carson Wentz. He hasn't played a lot. This name doesn't excite me. I keep coming back to Russell Wilson because I think that would excite some of the veterans there. I know he went through not something great. I think he'd be effective in Kevin Stefanski's offense.
I'm not saying no, but look, this is no different than the conversations we've been having for 2 months now. It's just now it's about to become real.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? We're now finally playing this game of musical chairs that a lot of people don't want to play at all. Justin Fields, $30 million guaranteed. Everybody was like, Justin Fields, it's kind of interesting. $30 million guaranteed. Oh, never mind. Not as interesting as I thought. Sam Darnold had a really, really nice year. $55 million guaranteed. And what did Sam Darnold do? Sam Darnold went for the bag. Seattle released one of their best weapons, just traded away one of their best weapons. Their offensive line is bad. So he just went and got his money. God bless him for it, but he could get sacked 55, 60 times next year behind that Seattle offensive line. Geno Smith, got an absolute gift getting out of there. And, Sam is probably, less mobile than Geno Smith is. Look, Kirk Cousins was always a name to watch here. It's still the case. I don't care what anybody says. Atlanta is not keeping Kirk Cousins around. Once that switch was changed, You just move on. You have some respect for the guy. You just move on. It just makes things worse if he's around and hovering around over Michael Penix. Daniel Jones is still a name that, really hasn't been connected. If I'm Daniel Jones, the Colts, Browns, Browns have more recently been in the playoffs. I think I might be a fit in Kevin Stefanski's offense. I think one thing that Kevin Stefanski and the offense are trying to do, and they were trying to do 3 years ago when they acquired Deshaun Watson, is they were trying to add some more athletic ability to the quarterback position. So that way, when you get to those weird 3rd and 7s and nothing's there, you're not throwing it away. You're not getting sacked. You have a quarterback who can maybe make a play for himself with his legs. So I still like that opportunity. The draft is going to kind of get, a little bit interesting here because Tennessee 2 years ago drafted an offensive lineman with the first-round pick. Last year, drafted an offensive lineman with the first-round pick, just gave $50 million to an offensive tackle here. If that does not tell me you're a franchise gearing up an offensive line to take a quarterback at 1 overall, then I have no idea what Tennessee's plan is. But to me, you read all of that, and that tells me Tennessee is going quarterback in the first spot. Look, but it always could be 2 veterans too, Dave, and we talked about this. It could be Cousins. It could be Wentz, because one of them is probably going to play.
Yep.
Well, the other one's going to kind of have to be the mentor. So, look, it's a little early, but right now we got 2 quarterbacks off the board. The Jimmy G thing was never happening anyway. If you're Jimmy G, I would take league minimum to stay in Los Angeles. He's got the greatest job in the world right now. Never has to play and can hang out with Matt Stafford, and he's in L.A. That's a pretty good job for Jimmy.